Hey you guys, it's Perry here from Marketer.com, and today I want to talk to you guys about the 7 pitfalls of a beginner network marketer. And basically, I wanted to give you guys this training is because I feel that sometimes we're building our business, and we get caught up in the whole craziness and the excitement and the enthusiasm, and sometimes we forget some of the things, some of the basics and some of these crucial points that I'm going to cover, and that which leads to the pitfalls of a beginner network marketer. All right, so let's get started. So the number one pitfall is that they try to reinvent the wheel. Beginner network marketers try to reinvent the wheel. And I'm not saying don't be creative. I am an internet network marketer, meaning I heavily advocate using the internet and using traditional offline tactics to build your business. So I'm definitely not saying don't be innovative, but just don't be distracted, because sometimes when we go online and build our business, we tend to get off track, because like Randy Gage always says, is sometimes it's always possible to be online but off track. I think that's Randy Gage. Anyways, so be coachable. Listen to your upline. Do what works. Follow a proven system. So I think the last point is the most important part, is that following a proven system is just crucial. You want to find the person, or you want to find the person who's making the success, either online, offline, both online, offline, and just follow what they did. Follow the system that they followed, and it will lead you to the same results. That's just how MLM works, if you're willing to put in the work and persevere. So that's the number one pitfall. The second one is a small time attitude. Beginner network marketers don't really, I'm not going to say all of them don't, but most of them, they lack the vision. They lack the vision, but that's okay, because sometimes we come in skeptical. We come in sort of on edge, testing it out, and we don't really know the big picture on why this industry is the most powerful industry out there to create financial success and time freedom. So they lack the vision, but the way to battle that is just to plug in. Just keep going to the events, keep going to bigger events, and eventually, I promise you, you'll see it. And you'll see it'll just suddenly click to you, and then you'll get why that this is such a powerful industry. So number one is they lack vision. The next one is they are involved but not committed, and what that means is they're just coming along. You get those tire kickers. I'm sure we hate that, but we'll all have to deal with it. Not everybody's going to be 10s, but there's going to be some. But it happens a lot with beginners, is that they get involved, but they're not committed. They choose when to show up, and then they choose when not to show up. And it doesn't really matter. It's all over the place. So that doesn't work. But then the ones that are more intermediate, who's been coming along, I definitely fell into this when I was starting during my first 6 months. Definitely, I was committed. Like, I was serious about building it, but I was not disciplined. So I was committed but not disciplined. So basically what that means is that you can be working hard, just busting your butt, but in the wrong direction or all over the place, not focused, not reaching your focal point. That's not discipline, and eventually all you're going to end up with is not only tired, but with no results. That's what happened to me. That's why I got extremely focused, and now I'm always tweaking up my plan to make sure I'm on track. And the next thing is that they have most beginner network marketers who have not gone into personal development, personal training. They have ego, and because of their ego, because of previous experiences, previous successes, previous professions, they may come in with an ego, and they don't want to learn. The person sponsor you may be not as successful professionally, or not as old as you. We're not as whatever the case might be. But sometimes people come in, and especially beginners who are just in the industry, they have an ego, and then they don't want to learn. They're not coachable. All right, so that goes back to the point that I mentioned before. So the key to fixing that is just really focus on dropping the ego and learning. Because if you're not open to doing that, then you're not gonna the business won't work for you, because this business is not like traditional business. It takes a lot of learning, a lot of personal development, a lot of guidance and coaching. The third one is that they make themselves the issue. Sometimes, now this is another one that I felt for when I first started, was I made myself the issue, and that's not good, because like I had credibility, or well, I thought I had credibility or something like that. So I make myself the issue. Like, I want to look good. Hey, call up my friend. I'm like, hey, friend, I'm starting this new business. I'm starting this new business. Like, you gotta come through. It's gonna be really big. I'm connected with the right people. Like, it's making myself the issue, basically, and trying to make myself look better. So that's not good, because oftentimes when we come into the business, we don't have as much credibility as an entrepreneur. We may have good, what do you call it? We may have good credibility as a good worker, as a good employee, but as an entrepreneur, not a lot of people think that we got what it takes. So the key to doing this is that you want to edify somebody else. You want to edify your upline. You want to edify somebody in the business that's doing really good, that's doing better, that's actually made success in this industry. So when you put it off to them, you're outside the picture. And I'll go back into basic training, but edifying basically means just raising the level of influence of another person or a thing. So you raise that other person, you have trust between your friend. So if they trust you and you edify them to the expert or them to the object, then they will respect the expert or object. So just edify. That's just the key. So the fourth one is that they take rejection personally. Okay, I mean, I'm sure everybody who have been in sales has had to get over this hurdle, and it's rejection. Don't take rejection personally, because it's not about you. Because sometimes the people you're talking to, they may have had a bad day. They may have just got fired. Their girlfriend may be yelling at them. It's so many things can happen, and you don't know what's going on in that person's life. So if they're rude to you, or they say no, it's not about you. It's not completely about you. Of course your skills can be better, but most of the time, just don't take it personally, because some will, some won't. Who cares next? It's just the law of ratios, and the law of ratios is basically, you get some, you lose some. You're gonna talk to 10, you're gonna get 1. Those are your ratios. You just have to work on improving your skills and improving your ratios, and not taking rejection personally. Because if you take that personally and condemn yourself, then you're gonna kill your business. All right. Now the fifth one is that they stop recruiting and they start managing. So, I mean, this is it's crazy funny to me, because I see myself, I felt for all of these before, and it makes me chuckle, really. And this one is definitely another one that during my first couple months I definitely fell into. I found a couple people, I'm like just crossing my fingers. I'm like, these are the ones. I don't have to ever do anything anymore. They're gonna blow up my business. But that's not true, because most of the time, it's just the truth of the matter is, oh, I'm running out of battery here. But the truth of the matter is, really, most people are gonna quit, because this is a tough business. Very rewarding, but it's gonna be a tough business, and most people are not cut out to be entrepreneurs. So you got to just keep recruiting. You just got to keep finding the people who want to do it, who want to blow it up. So the rule to it is that if you have a big group, only when you have a big group, that means 100+ people, well, around that, you do 80% managing, 20% recruiting. If you have a small group, which is less, which is like, 10 people, 10 to 20 people, then you got to do 80% recruiting, 20% manage. And you have no group, 100% recruiting. You know, you gotta get out there. You gotta just show people the presentation. You gotta recruit. You gotta recruit. You gotta recruit. You know, that's just the only way. You gotta just sort through the numbers and find your leaders. The sixth one is that they start listening to dream stealers. So, SNIUP. In my primary company, what SNIUP means is susceptible to the negative influence of other people. And SNIUP is basically someone being negative towards you, or somebody who is negative. So you can call them a SNIUP, or you say that they're SNIUPing you. And what they basically is that they're just negative, or they're not supportive, or whatever the case might be. And you can't really listen to them, because the truth of the matter is, nobody who's really successful, whoever truly made it, had everyone supporting them, if anybody's supporting them. So you gotta just, if you see it, you gotta just go after it for yourself. You know, don't mistake. And sometimes, like when we're starting, you know, either you're like we may get crap from our girlfriend, from our boyfriend, from our parents, wife, you know, whatever the case might be. Like, they may have good intention, but don't mistake intention for understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and experience. Because the truth of the matter is, sincerity is not a test of the truth. Because they can be sincerely try to help you, but they can be sincerely wrong at the same time. So sincerity is not a test of truth. They may have nothing. They may know nothing about network marketing, but the fact of the matter, the funny part about it is that a lot of times, like, people who don't know stuff, who are ignorant, you know, ignorant about a certain subject, they act like they know everything. You know, I'm sure we've all experienced that. So definitely, sometimes you just gotta really, I see all the time, you gotta really be careful about who you're taking, whose philosophy, whose input that you're taking in from. Because if you, once again, you know, if you buy into somebody's philosophy, you buy into somebody's beliefs, then you buy into their lifestyle. But I'm sure that we're in this business to really go after and make some big things happen. And most of the time, the people who are going to be saying stuff, hey, they don't have the things that we want. All right, so let's go. So the last one is called abusing your sponsor. Now, there's some companies where the sponsors are very supportive. Other companies where the sponsors are not supportive at all. But fortunately, in my primary company, I got the former. So a lot of times, beginners they rely on their sponsors so much. They want the sponsor to do their one-on-ones, to do their strategies, to do their business trainings, to do everything for them, and then they're just always nagging and always and taking advantage, basically taking advantage of their sponsor and not really appreciating them. But the fact of the matter is, you, me, all of us, we're all business partners. Like, you and everybody else in your organization are business partners. So you act like one. You know, act like one. Treat each other like one. Your sponsors are there to help, but don't overuse them, and definitely appreciate. Sometimes they may seem too lenient, because yes, your sponsor definitely wants to help you out most of the time. But sometimes they may seem like too readily available. But just don't mistake kindness for weakness, because what you don't appreciate, you eventually lose. So that is basically it, you guys. Let me see. Yeah, that is basically it, you guys. The 7 pitfalls of a beginner network marketer. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you later.